probably all been wondering, what the hell has Tate been up to? Well, I'm gonna let you know. I've been making a Roblox game. Now, I am in my sleepy attire. I have spent 10 whole hours on this game today. It is 16 days in. Oh, we're gonna focus. And I just want to talk about my experience as someone who has literally got zero experience in this. Like, when I say to you zero experience, I literally mean I don't have a clue what I'm doing. But apparently I have made something and it's going to lead to something. So I wanted a horror game that was so scary that even I found it hard to play. Now, that can be quite hard as someone who is creating a horror game compared to someone that is playing a game, because I thought I play so many horror games. This is going to be absolutely fine. Like, I know what I want. I know what customers want. Wrong. First of all, I may know what I want. Doesn't mean I can execute it the way that I want. See, Roblox Studio compared to Unity and Unreal, from my some assumptions. I know some devs would say that Roblox do a couple of things backwards, but from my experience, Roblox has been so much easier because we'll get into it in a bit. But basically, Roblox has it all on the side, and you just add scripts and GUIs and all this stuff. Which I know probably I haven't looked enough into Unity and Unreal. I know that they probably are kind of the same, but I just know from like the kind of coding side of it is that it's a little bit easier for me to do Roblox. Also, I don't have the resources and the money to be able to market my game to the full extent if I was to do something that was on Steam and that. Whereas Roblox has millions and millions and millions of players every single day, and there is a small possible chance that I could just use word of mouth and social media and the Roblox platform to be able to get my game out of there. Now, at first, I wanted to do a backroom style game because I thought that would be easy. The maze is the maze is small, it's I could probably get an asset online, probably wouldn't have to do much. I then ended up building something that I really liked, but it wasn't good enough, and I didn't want to just bring something out that was not polished as well as it could have been, because I wanted to make a statement. I wanted to be like, I'm making a horror game and it to be like worth playing. So back to the drawing board, we completely scrapped all that, and I ended up coming up with the idea of, this is the background story. It's kind of based on true events. I like urban exploring. So does my girlfriend. I used to do urban exploring when I was in my early adult years, and me and my old friend were going to start a YouTube channel, and we started going to places and filming it together. And then we ended up like not being friends anymore. But it's always something that I've wanted to do. And instead I ended up getting into streaming, which I've been doing for like 5 years on and off. And I used to set up like I made a Skeletor camera with an Xbox Kinect, and I used to go around my house and like do that kind of stuff. I love ghost like hunting and stuff, and I love horror. So I was like, why don't I make a game on something that I would love to do, but I can't execute right now, but I can make it into a game. And I feel like it would be something that other people would enjoy. So basically, I came up with the concept of 4 friends have a YouTube channel, and they go to forbidden places that the community and people in their neighborhood say that is strictly off limits. You're not allowed to go there. But these kids are like, we want to get famous on YouTube. These zones are the zones that everyone is too scared to go to. We're going to go to these zones. So the game's called Forbidden Zones, and that is what the game is based on. The first map is an abandoned hospital, because generically, the coolest, scariest places are abandoned hospitals. And then I was like, okay, so how the hell am I going to make this? Now, Roblox Studios is actually quite good with the building side of it. Now, that I personally think I've got down to a T. I have used and bought assets because I have tried Blender. Blender is hard, okay? Blender is hard, and I have some sort of attention deficit where if I get frustrated with something, boom. So we're gonna come back to Blender eventually, but right now there's enough. I wanted it to be a PlayStation 1 style looking game because I just like that at the minute, and it's like also it kind of works with my PC specs as well. I couldn't bring something out that was too high poly because it just wouldn't work, and it would probably crash my PC. So yeah, we went with that. I've bought assets. I've used free ones. Done, I've done one, two, three, four, five. I've done like half of the map, and considering I've only been doing this 2 weeks, I personally would like to say that I have done quite well. Now, we're going to go into this and I'm going to show you what I have done so far. So, I'm going to show you my first creation, and then I'm going to show you the stuff that I then was like, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to go for it. I need to just. So this is the first thing I ever made. This was like, okay, I'm going to make a game. Ha ha ha. Like, yeah. So as you can see, when it decides to load. So we have like forest, because the idea was wait, where is it? You start off in the house. You start off in the house, and then there's all this like, oh god, crime scene. Oh my god, where's all my family gone? This was the house. I still quite like it. I still think it's quite cute, but it's too Robloxy for me. Um, and then you come out and you're like, oh, the woods, it's really dark. And then you get to this grave, and you're like, what the hell? There's a church here. Go into the church. And you're like, what the hell? My sister's here. You find out your sister's dead. And then there should be like a little note, and it tells you to run. And then you run, come all the way out of here, go through the woods. Now, this isn't too bad. And then you end up at the back rooms. And for some reason, I don't know what the hell that's done. But you end up in the back rooms. And you're like, oh my god, I need to get out. Blah, 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 blah. And yeah, that was it. So first, I thought that was amazing. I was like, oh my god, I love building. This is amazing. Blah blah blah. And then I thought I can do better than that. Like, think about it, Tate. You can do better than that. So one day, I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, I'm gonna make a abandoned subway system because they're cool. So this is gonna be my lobby. And to be honest, I still like it. I do still like it. I need to add some stuff. So the plan was there was some like arrows here. I was gonna add like the teleporters here so that the players can go in together, and it says welcome to zone E. Once you enter, there's no leaving. Find the right tools to escape zone E. Remember, you're not alone. And there's like some missing things, and then there's like this is where you stick together because there's like missing. And then it says made by Goldbox Games, and then it says here there was going to be some like there's going to be some more lobby like teleporter things here. Stick together, or someone might go missing. Now the concept of the game is that you load into the map and you get some instructions, but you don't get a lot of instructions. You get basics, movements, and there's this, and you go through the map and there's things that you can unlock and walk into, and there's like keys that you can pick up, and there's doors you can unlock, and you've got to escape. It's not that difficult. It's not going to be too complex. I want there to be some cool jump scares, and there's going to be like monsters and NPCs that chase you, but there's not going to be anything too extravagant right now due to my capabilities, unless someone offers to join me on my game. I'm going to think about putting a game pass in as well so that people can buy stuff if I can. I might have to pay someone to do that. But yes, so the subway system, I then decided to get on with the main game maze. And to be honest, like, I am really impressed with myself with this. Now, I'm going to actually does that. Okay. So you've got this like VHS style kind of like static. Press 1 for your flash. Now, this was something that took me ages. This took me so long to figure out, and it was doing my head in. I could not for the life of me get it to lock into first person and then have it attached to the arm. Managed to figure it out, we're all good. I would, however, like it to be able to move a little bit more. We're going to figure that out. You come over here, you come off the torch, and there's like these kind of things that tell you what to do. Little gimmicks that I thought were quite funny is like these eyes moving. Uh, there's some rooms, but they're not finished. There is hardly any stuff in the hallways that I'm going to fix. This is kind of like, yeah. So this door is locked. You cannot get into this door unless you have a key. And then there's something in here, and you can cut the tape, and there's a jump scare. And yes, everything's quite bare right now, but I've done a lot of other stuff. Kind of playing around with the red lighting, other stuff. So here is where one of the keys are. Obviously, I'm not trying to give anything away. I might change this. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, I can get away with finding out the answers wrong, it ain't happening. So yeah, you come around here with the key. And you're like, woo! And it's like transparent once you have the key in your hand. Once you put the torch on, it's like, it's gone. You can't walk back through. But you can keep the key. As you walk through here, you're met by like quite eerie scenes of like really long corridors. Something's being set up in there. There needs to be more stuff built here, but I'm gonna just show you the character NPC that I've had built. This is a jump scare I was testing. And then so he starts chasing you, and you're like, what the hell? And you can let him attack you, and he just attacks you. And then it takes quite a lot to die. And then when you die, there's a respawn menu. And then you're back at the beginning again. So that's how far we've gotten so far. The only the things that I would say that I'm struggling with as a beginner, we'll say Roblox dev, is that I'm struggling with the animating my own custom monsters, because I want to be able to buy better NPCs and monsters, but I'm having a lot of trouble um, getting them to work like that did. That is just, you know what that is. That's just imported from the avatar section, the avatar setup. Um, Ideally, I would like someone to join me in making this game, not necessarily for aesthetic purposes, for someone that does the coding side. I don't mind doing the designing and the where I want everything to go. I basically want someone who either is going to volunteer as someone who wants to just like help out, or arrange something with someone where if the game does well, then they can have stuff, or I we can sort out something where I pay them. It's entirely, I have every option is available. It depends on budgets. Hello mate, can you get down? Sorry, my cat's trying to get my attention. So yeah, is that's just basically what it is, because I feel like you can do solo deving, but I feel like, yeah, it's hard, but I am really enjoying it, and the game is going to be in chapters. So this is chapter 1. This is going to be zone E. So it's forbidden zones, and there's going to be different chapters into different zones. So zone E is chapter 1, then chapter 2 will be a different zone, and so forth, and we'll just see how well it goes. um I really, really hope that people do enjoy this game, and I really hope that it does well, or even if it's not chapter 1, chapter 2, 3, 4, 5 does well, like one of them. And it's something that I'm going to continue trying to learn. I'm going to try learn Blender. I'm going to try do as much as I can, because I just do really enjoy this. And I just want to say thank you to everyone that has been so kind. There's been so many devs on Twitter that have just been so kind to me, despite that I've just came out of nowhere and been like, I want to do this. You guys have been like the most supportive people ever, and everyone in the comments has been so, so lovely. And it's something that I've actually felt a part of for once in my life. So I just really am enjoying it, and I hope that it does well. And I've said, I've said to people, if this does well on Roblox, I will try and make it in Unity or Unreal and actually bring it out on Steam as a multiplayer game. So yeah, if you want to keep updated with the game, I'm gonna do a month's video, I'm gonna do a video like every 2-3 weeks and upload it to my YouTube. I would really appreciate if you guys could support me and just spread the word. And I hope that this game does well. And I appreciate all you guys' support. Peace.